Off we f***. Nice and slow. Run!
Go! Go!
Oh my god.
In a world of chaos, some things never change.
For example, see narration.
Hypocrisy is hypocritical.
Considering what we know about Liberty, I can't decide if Budweiser should be grateful for the product placement or suing for the problematic association.
Pointless throwaway sin is pointless and thrown away like justice for January 6th insurrectionists.
Discordant music plays while Homelander twitches and has a f***ed up flashback cliche.
That's not a cliche.
Love the f*** out of you.
Well, yeah, you're at discount D23. This is essentially Homelander's mega church, so of course the congregation is rooting for him.
So the show made a mistake by being correct? What?
Also waiting 5 whole episodes to finally bring Simon Pegg out of his damn coma.
Discount Jeremy double dips cliche.
That's what you wanted. You fell out of your coat. I don't understand.
It's not like it was f***ing labeled. Could have been a shot of blueberry tequila for all she knows. Basically, how this went down is that she saw a container of blue liquid fall out of Huey's pocket, and then she immediately injected it into the coma patient.
Not only does Daphne work for Vought, but the V was in a little vial that clearly came from a lab. It's not exactly a leap to assume that it's Compound V.
I'm not gonna lose another person I love to this superhero shit.
You will. And you know what? It'll happen even quicker if you selfishly insist that the few people willing to fight the superhero should stop fighting the superhero Monique.
Oh, so Monique isn't allowed to be a flawed human being anymore? Great. Yet another character you insist must be perfect.
You know, it's like a Morgan here.
It is not. Morgs don't have near.
Skip.
I'm getting blamed for the murder you did.
I'll call you a but you ain't got the depth or the warmth.
F***ing hell, Butcher. In the name of inappropriate workplace conduct, I can't in good conscience give that a sin removal, but you know, something tells me the sadist in him appreciates the sins even more.
That fake-ass laugh. Also, Discount Jeremy sins something he likes cliche.
I have found it. The answer to all our prayers.
And what might that be?
A virus that kills soups.
You mean you found the thing that you actually found ages ago and could have mentioned in episode 1, but are only bringing it up now because we need a propellant for the back half of the season? That thing? The thing that won't make any f***ing sense unless you've watched a spinoff? Is it that one?
You see, some clever over at Gondalton University cooked up a bug that latches onto the V in their bloodstream.
Stop trying to make Gen V happen. It's not going to happen.
Well, when life gives you lemons.
It ain't juiced enough to kill Homelander.
Wait, f***ing what? Since when? Damn it, every time the show creates something that can threaten Homelander, it's all, "Aw shucks, but now Homelander won't be as scary. We can't clip his wings that much. Let's just make it not matter anymore."
Except it does still matter, because they can take out nearly every other soup, and there's the potential for the virus to be modified in order to target Homelander. It's a weapon that needs some refinement.
This is insane and desperate, even for you.
Didn't you open the season by trying to sneak into a presidential election celebration and replace Newman's eye drops with acid? How is this any less insane and desperate than that?
Nobody is saying that it isn't. Stop expecting human characters to be perfect.
That footage didn't just run itself out of crime analytics. Am I right?
Me still screaming into the void, why doesn't Crime Analytics have security cameras inside the office of Crime Analytics?
They do, but as I explained last episode, A-Train can run fast enough for CCTV cameras to not capture him.
Also, I guess we're going for a Breaking Bad tension thing here, where A-Train is Walter White and always on the edge of being exposed.
Discount Jeremy makes a pop culture ref.
Close, Dominic. This won't take long.
You see, they're doing that thing where the villain gets to keep some dignity by being on casual first-name terms with the prison guard. I love you, Stan Edgar, but you're not Lex Luthor.
Hey, that's 2 in a row.
Now we get you out of here. Exonerated. And throw in custody of Zoe.
Considering that Zoe probably doesn't want to be separated from her mother, Stan doesn't say, actually, I'll just take the freedom part of the deal. Zoe is adorable, but I have this strange allergy to having my face devoured by nightmare Squidward.
Jesus Christ, that's 3 in a row. Also, now you're pretending that Stan Edgar isn't selfish enough to take this deal without considering what Zoe wants, but he absolutely is.
Have this walking tour that goes to all the spots in the Da Vinci Code.
Enough! We get it. Huey's dad has terrible taste in everything. After 4 seasons, the show is laying this character trait on thick and is just one pet named after a hated pop culture character away from...
You remember when Jar Jar got leukemia?
Damn it, the boys.
Everything wrong with the boys, ladies and gentlemen. A character is consistent.
If Victoria wanted to keep her proclivities quiet,
it'd be here.
You mean in the first place she knows you'd think to look instead of literally anywhere else? It's weird that you confidently assume this is where the poison will be, and it's weirder still that it f***ing is.
You know what's also weird? The fact that you're pretending this is an obvious location when the only person who knows about it, aside from Victoria herself, is Stan. This episode is dedicated to the boys getting Stan out of prison just so that he can locate the virus because it's so well hidden.
Butcher does something kind, so we'll think he has a heart, even though the show wants us to know he's a bastard, even though we know he has a heart, even though we know he's a bastard with a heart, and yes, he contains f***ing multitudes, we get it. Cliché.
Yet again, that's not a cliché. I don't know why TVSins thinks that inventing new definitions for words is funny. It's not. Nobody's laughing.
I think I would have known the minute you and your ankle monitor stepped out of that prison.
It is apparently something that none of the CIA agents in the room realized and planned for accordingly.
This scene is suggesting that Victoria outmaneuvered the CIA. Look, if you wanted to sin that and could provide some actual evidence of it being a mistake of the episode, then I'd be all for it. But all you've done is watch this scene and said, nuh-uh, that's not good enough.
Want to kill me?
I'm sorry. Are you upset that I betrayed you?
I f***ing love sassy Stan Edgar. Here's a sin for sidelining this beautiful sasshole in prison.
That fake-ass laugh. Also, Discount Jeremy sins something he likes cliché.
I'm just as excited as you all for this film that is so close to my heart.
Thing Dakota Johnson said on the press tour for Madam Web somehow makes it into the script.
Discount Jeremy makes it pop culture.
And a white fan streams my movie. See me holding a brand tailor-made to their tastes.
Putting aside the pitch-perfect satire for a second, what the f*** is going on in this movie that would allow for the Deep to suddenly be holding a beverage instead of a top-secret file?
Isn't that kind of the point? The movie is garbage, so it doesn't really matter.
Freudian cesspool, random impulse, and deep insecurity.
The one-star review of my sex tape?
Discount Jeremy makes a cringeworthy sex tape joke that isn't funny cliché.
The hell is...
F***ing chicken!
That fake-ass laugh.
Finally! But why did it take so f***ing long for Newman to pop one of these boosted roosters?
Because she has to look at them and they were moving around really fast. Do you know how hard it is to hit a moving target?
Said he'd steal all the files you had on me if I gave him Ryan.
Are you f***ing kidding me?
What the f*** is your objection exactly, Starlight? This is a pretty compassionate plan for Butcher. You're talking about saving Ryan, a child, from a life with Homelander in exchange for the evidence you have on Newman that you could probably collect again. This sounds like a Starlight plan.
You're missing the point. Butcher acted unilaterally without consulting anyone else, and she's already pissed at him for being an asshole, so everything is just piling up.
Notice you're having a little, projectile dysfunction.
I'm pretty sure the Bechdel test wasn't originally designed to include metaphors, but I feel like the principle stands.
Pointless throwaway sin is pointless and thrown away like immigrant families under the Trump regime.
When we said we'd help each other, the leak wasn't Annika, it was me.
A-Train spills his own tea in spectacular fashion, surrounded by super-hearing soups and to one of the least reliable people imaginable. Okay, it works out for him in the short term, but damn it, if your only ally is Ashley, why isn't he speeding out of there and shacking up with the boys while he can?
Because then he'd lose his access to Vought Tower and the resources that come along with it, not to mention a significant portion of his social influence.
We can't really show much of it, but trust us when we say that Huey Sr. has, of course, been given a superpower that mysteriously fits his character and leads to an absolute massacre.
Everything wrong with the boys, ladies and gentlemen. The superpower fits the character.
So what we see on screen is Huey Sr. phasing into a man in a hospital bed, resulting in an immediate disemboweling. But what happens to the hospital bed? Did he create a hole in that when he turns solid again? Does his power conveniently bend the metal around him?
Asking irrelevant questions is irrelevant.
Sorry if I was inappropriate.
Didn't seem like you meant it.
Yeah, that's just my natural tone.
Believing that you can pass off being a f***ing creepy dick by claiming to have resting dick voice. Oh, I know it's a thing, but it's not the get out of creep jail free thing you think it is, Adam.
And you work for a man who is attracted to 10-year-old Emma Watson, so hypocrisy is hypocritical.
Is that a f***ing Vita bull?
It is, but don't worry. Newman might have been caught off guard by that initial superpowered poultry fustercluck earlier, but I'm sure she'll be able to deal with one solitary bull. Or perhaps not. Also, as we move into stage 2 of the petting zoopocalypse, I'm wondering why all the animals have the same powers. When humans get V'd, we see all kinds of variety, but all these sheep and chickens seem to be able to do is fly around and do herd murders.
You can't make this shit up. He says that Victoria can't handle the bull, and then immediately shows a scene in which the sheep handle the bull before Victoria even has the chance to do anything. The dishonesty is wild. Also, this scene clearly implies that V affects humans differently from other animals. If you're looking for specifics on how and why, then you're an idiot because it's literal magic.
We inject it into your dead buddy over here as bait, and then we put him outside to infect the crazy f***ing flying sheep.
Okay, putting aside the fact that this would be giving up your best shot at killing Homelander, how can you guarantee this will work? You have to bank on all the flying sheep taking a bite out of this dead guy with the anti-superhero virus in his bloodstream. Is a sentence I just said.
That's the only dose. I say we f***ing leg it.
MM could die, okay? Or Frenchie. I mean, you really don't care who you just throw to the wolves.
I get that Starlight is still on the fritz, but why are we not all looking at Kimiko? We've seen her be blown into chunky pieces and still be able to heal. Why are we sending her super strength and invulnerability out to end the Farmageddon?
I played both of these sins together because I wanted you to see the underhanded move he pulled there. He complains about their plan being bad, then sees Butcher advocating for a different plan, then sees Starlight pointing out the flaws in Butcher's plan. The point is, there's no good plan here. They're desperate and have to take drastic action. As for Kimiko single-handedly killing all the sheep, that's an extremely tall order. They're flying and she has no ranged weapons, meaning she'd have to take them out one by one as they attack her at high speeds. Sure, she probably has unlimited attempts given her healing factor, but it would take a really long time, and during that time the sheep could potentially break through the barn door. You clearly haven't thought this through, and it's really annoying that I have to do it for you because you're too lazy and or dishonest.
So do you have to use all of it? Like, can't you just save a tiny little splash so you can cook up some more?
The less they use, the less likely it is for the sheep to become infected. Remember, Dr. Shaw said this was one dose, meaning one whole of an effective dose. Anything less than the full needle would potentially not be effective enough.
Nothing is gonna happen to you.
Making promises you can't keep. Huey ends up being right in this scenario, but if Huey Sr. really wanted to kill Daphne, there's not much Huey could do to stop him.
Discount Jeremy doesn't understand emotional comfort.
Why am I don't know what's going on!
Simon Pegg's reaction after getting the script for episode 5 without realizing his character had even been in episodes 1 through 4 somehow makes it into the script.
Discount Jeremy double dips cliche.
Something wrong with me. I can't stop it.
I f***ing love Simon Pegg's performance in this episode, but, and it's a big but, this is a rough f***ing end for Huey Sr. One of the few remaining characters of genuine innocence is now responsible, accidentally or otherwise, for the death of 2 random people. Way to f*** up the poor guy in his last moments. On the upside, Huey gets to kill his own dad and finally have a traumatic event to draw from to motivate his character. Just what he was missing.
This is literally the point. How can you be this dense? Compound V destroys everything it touches in one way or another, and Huey's dad becomes another victim of that. I have no idea why you're expecting the show to be all sunshine and unicorns with Hugh. Also, Discount Jeremy sends something he likes cliche.
Did you not secure the back entrance? The collective IQ of the people in this room has to be somewhere over 9,000, and nobody thought to lock the back door or check they weren't bunking with any slaughter sheep.
That's actually a decent sin. It's a shame it took over 12 minutes to get one good sin, but take one back anyway.
Deus Ex Vomina? Sorry if I'm a little sheepish on that one. Okay, fine. It was a bad joke.
Oh, shit. Deal was a pardon for the virus. No virus, no deal.
Well, technically he did help you find the virus. It's not Stan's fault you had to use the single dose to escape. He held up his end of the bargain.
Right, but MM is manipulating the wording of the deal to suit himself. Nobody is saying he's right to do this, just that he did do this.
When the time comes, will you answer the call?
How will we know when the time comes?
Who the f*** are you? Yes, I know who this is because we sinned all of Gen V, but I seriously feel bad for anyone who didn't watch the spinoff and is now super confused at the appearance of 2 teens who've not been properly introduced.
What's up, blood?
What's up, what?
What's up, blood? What's up, blood?
Who you hear that from?
Callie.
What's up, blood?
Where'd you get that from?
Committed murders. Plural.
There's a 1013 at the front desk.
Oh, cool. Now we have to waste an episode breaking Frenchie out of jail. That'll be super exciting and not at all contrived.
Discount Jeremy hates character development. This entire time, Frenchie has been struggling with his past, and now he's trying to make amends and face the consequences of his actions, but all of that gets thrown away because you don't personally understand the concept of character development.
Also, my multiple seconds of Googling suggests that a 1013 is actually the code for adverse weather conditions.
This is another good sin. I'm shocked he took 5 seconds to look up what a 1013 is in police code.
You know this is even gonna work?
I have this French friend. He kind of taught me way too much about drugs.
I don't know why Huey thinks the nationality of the writer that gifted him with this knowledge is important. Also, Huey can't possibly know that this is going to work. His dad's a soup now, right? How does he know he won't just heal through it?
He doesn't. Yes, I know Huey said that he knows, but that doesn't actually mean he does. He's just convinced that it will work. You really need to stop taking every single line of dialogue at face value.
Boys, set the terror level at code brown, because I need to change my pants.